Ain't Them Bodies Saints. Interesting title. This was very much a film I was looking forward to. I heard it was a Sundance hit, and I avoided any trailers whatsoever. I came in pretty much blind. I had little to no information, just the way I'd like. Was it as good as I had hoped? Well, see, I kind of feel mixed about Ain't Them Bodies Saints. You know you're watching an independent film in 2013 when there are long, gentle shots of the countryside and silent, deep brooding by the characters. If that sounds familiar, it's because this film is a throwback to the 70s outlaw, star-crossed lover genre and the films of Terrence Malick in general. His film Badlands comes to mind, which I've yet to see, but on the surface the two appear to be pretty similar. Malick is a director who relies very little on plot and instead tells his story through gorgeous visuals, usually of nature, and characters with little dialogue. They have a dreamlike atmosphere, and for the art house crowd, they kind of just suck you in, you get lost in the film's magnetic pull. For others, they're boring and pretentious. His films are pretty divisive. With Ain't Them Bodies Saints, David Lowery crafts an homage to that style, and for any film buff, it's obvious in the cinematography alone. The opening shot is a beautiful tracking shot of the two leads as the sunset pours through from behind them. There's also a bunch of other scenes of the Texas landscape that are gorgeous, amazing looking, really well done. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of close-ups in the movie, which kind of take away from the style that this film was trying to achieve. It's easily one of the best looking films of 2013. On the whole, I was pretty satisfied for the most part with the cinematography. That was random as fuck, I apologize for that. The score includes a hand-clapping beat, not exactly like that, that was horrible, but it was unique, and it definitely kind of made it feel more like Texas, and it added to the film. I actually really like that about the movie. But notice I keep talking about style, and while that is great for any film to have, don't get me wrong, I also want substance, and this film didn't provide enough of that for me. The plot is about an outlaw couple who rob banks. They get involved in a shootout, she makes a mistake, he takes the blame for it, he gets sent to prison, years later he escapes, and he sets out to reunite with her and their daughter who he has never seen. It's a pretty simple plot, and its development falls to the wayside. That, and the instances of silence, result in a very slow-moving film, which wouldn't be a huge problem if, for a character study like this, the dialogue were more interesting and engaging, which much of it really wasn't for me. I really, really liked the first 40 minutes or so of this movie, but around that point, after that, I kind of felt like more of a passive viewer, and I really only appreciated the visuals and the acting. But let's talk about the performances. You have a great supporting cast, including Keith Carradine, Nate Parker, Charles Baker, yeah, Skinny Pete, among others, and they all do a fantastic job. Ben Foster is always great in dramas, as is Casey Affleck, and here, of course, they don't disappoint. Casey Affleck's got a unique voice, and that kind of sets him apart from other dramatic actors. I actually wasn't completely into his character here, again around that 40-minute mark or so, but I don't think that's anywhere near his fault. I think that was just more of the script not having punchy enough dialogue. But the one who steals every scene that she's in is Rooney Mara. She is fantastic, as usual. Ever since The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I have been wanting to see this actress in more stuff. She plays more restrained to Casey Affleck's cool toughness, and I actually think she did a better job. She had the southern accent down, even the lip pout. You felt more conflict with her character, and even though I would have liked a little more of that, she did a phenomenal job with what she was given. She is the reason to see this film. Plus, she's quite easy on the eyes. On the whole, Ain't Them Bodies Saints is a good film. It certainly stands out in a summer, hell, a year, full of disappointing blockbusters. It just doesn't completely work. Director David Lowery has stated the film is like a cinematic folk song, and if you look at it that way, you can, I think, appreciate it a little more. I think he got too caught up in tributing Malick that it never really feels like its own thing, despite having an artistic and unconventional feel. The drama wasn't successful for me, and the ending didn't satisfy me emotionally as much as I would have wanted. It just didn't have that impact that I think it should have been executed a little better. But the film is still great to look at and filled with terrific performances, and on those merits alone, I still think you should check it out. I think this is a film that requires you to watch it again to completely soak it in, because I think I expected more from it. I don't know, some people will find it more emotional and moving and satisfying. I wasn't one of those people, but I still found it enjoyable and would recommend checking it out for sure. I think this is a very subjective film. It's gonna be different for everybody, so I would recommend just see it. You know, if you haven't yet seen it and you've watched this video, I don't know why, but like just go see it, experience it for yourself. It's more of an experience than a movie, a straightforward narrative. And you know, it does have more talking than I'm probably making it out to sound like. More dialogue than a Terrence Malick film for sure, so don't get me wrong, it's not completely one of Malick's films, so even if you're not a fan of Malick, I'd still say check it out. Anyway guys, that was my review of Ain't Them Bodies Saints. I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for more reviews coming your way. This is Common Nonsense Media, signing off.